Brothers and sisters, what is up? What is up? What is up? I trust and believe that you had a wonderful weekend and that you are doing absolutely well and vibrating at the highest frequency that you can vibrate on. Brothers and sisters, it's happening. Senegal, Senegal, Senegal. Pass it to my fi. It's coming. Why am I saying this, brothers and sisters? We have a new revolutionist, I will call him that, a Pan-Africanist in town, Mr. Sagna. This is Senegalese MP who has been very vocal about Ecowas and how it is being led by foreign forces. Yeah? So last week I reported that the Senegalese MP had suggested that they do profound changes and structural changes for Ecowas and reform Ecowas really, or else it will die. So he's very much vocal about the fact that Ecowas is there to serve the interests of the head of state and not that of the people that it's supposed to serve, the West African citizens, the West African people, the populations in all these countries that are members of Ecowas. So he did not stop there, brothers and sisters. There is just more and more coming out from this very powerful MP. And in the recent Ecowas Parliament, that was on Saturday, the 20th of July, he came out very strongly arguing some points that, there are things that need to change here and we cannot continue like this. This even led to alterations and clashes between him and the vice president of the parliament. So this is what happened, brothers and sisters. High tensions within the Ecowas Parliament erupted on Saturday, July 20th, 2024, during an altercation between the Senegalese MP Sagna and the Vice President of the Parliament, the Ivorian MP Traoré. At issue, there was criticism formulated by Sagna towards the heads of state of the West African sub-region. The Senegalese MP did not mince his words, accusing the leaders of being responsible for the impoverishment of West Africa. His remarks made since the start of the first ordinary session of Parliament notably targeted Farouk of Togo, Patrice Talon of Benin, and Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast. Faced with these accusations, Traoré could not contain his indignation. The Vice President of Parliament retaliated, triggering a heated verbal altercation between the two parliamentaries. So it looks like it's two men fighting over what is right and what is wrong, which is something that we all have to be fighting for as Africans. We need to be fighting for what is right for us as the African people. This guy is standing up and saying, you know what, this thing is just nonsensical. We cannot continue like this. We cannot continue to pretend as if nothing is happening. We can't continue to pretend as if it's okay for these leaders to, continue benefiting whilst the people on the ground are suffering. You cannot continue this way. He spoke his words targeting the three presidents, and we have seen Patrice Talon of Benin giving his neighbors a hard time. He is serving his masters in a way that he doesn't care about his own neighbors. He's in fights with BURKINAFASO. He's just fighting with everybody that's trying to do good by their people. And this is a Senegalese MP, guys. Remember, in Senegal, they have Bassirou Diomaye Faye, who is not yet decided where he wants to stand with these issues. He came out as a Pan-Africanist. Now we are really seeing him for who he truly is, because the direction that is taking Senegal, it's not going to be the same direction that the Senegalese people have dreamt about and that the Senegalese people wished and hoped, and they really thought that this guy is going to take them to that direction. But wherever he's leading them, it's just going to be worse than what the Senegalese people had thought it would be. So this is MP Sagna saying, no man, we cannot pretend as if we are not seeing what Alassane Ouattara, Patrice Talon and Farouk are doing to the people. You guys keep impoverishing your own people and you want us to keep quiet about it. You want us to act as if it's normal. It can't be normal. And the argument did not just end with these three presidents. He also took it up with the UN. This is the UNDP, which was also invited to come and present status report on the poverty and inequalities in West Africa. So they came into this parliament, the Ecowas Parliament, gave their report. And Sagna, the Senegalese MP, did not take this thing, lightly, the report by UNDP lightly. He also had issues with that report. And I just want to read to you out what the argument about this report was. Ecowas Parliament invited the UNDP that came and gave a presentation, and Sagna stood up and said that the presentation was good, but the UNDP vision is bad and catastrophic. The document that the UNDP handed them out is entitled Status Report, Poverty and Inequalities in West Africa. So Kaimara Sana objected to it and said that the title should have been Status Reports, Impoverishment and Inequalities in West Africa and not Poverty. His rationale is that as long as the UNDP will continue in this perspective, they are not intending to help out in the underdevelopment of our countries. He said we are the rich countries in the world, and as long as these people will continue to say that we are poor, they are part of the problem. It's impoverishment, not poverty. He asked them, you don't want to say impoverishment because you will have to answer the questions about who impoverished Africa. Then he went on to say it's the African president who impoverished Africa. As soon as he said that, the president of the parliament said, dear mister, watch your mouth. Mr. Sana repeated that it's the African president who impoverished Africa. Then the speaker said, if you don't watch your mouth, I will stop you from speaking. Then they turned off his mic. Then the VP of the parliament, who is from Cote d'Ivoire, Ms. Acharato Traore, said this, freedom of speech does not mean you have to say nonsense towards the heads of state. Yes, it's nonsense that you are saying. You are nonsense more than anyone. You cannot address the heads of state. They are not your friends. Guys, this is what Pan-Africanists face. In a parliament of more than 200, 300, I don't even know how many members it has, the Ecowas parliament, you only find that maybe 1, 2, or 3 in that parliament want what is right for their people. And then out of all those people, the majority are just okay with the status quo. Let us continue making Africa poor as long as we are in these top positions, as long as we are, good, our families are catered for. We are safe, we are okay. Why should we even talk about these issues? As long as our masters commend us for the good job we are doing, then why should we even bother ourselves, talking about what is making our countries poor, or why we are not progressing, or why we continue to be underdeveloped as African countries? This example of Miss Traore from Cote d'Ivoire, it's unfortunate that she bears the name Traore, and we have a good man from Burkina Faso, an upright man that wants what is right for his people, also bearing the same name, Traore. Can't we change her name? She's calling this guy nonsense. She's saying that whatever you're saying is nonsense. A guy standing up against what is wrong, a guy standing up for truth, a guy talking about issues that affect us as the people, as the citizens, the ones that even put them in power. He's being called nonsense. He's being told he's talking nonsense. He should shut up. Freedom of speech doesn't mean that you can just come here and talk nonsense. You can't address the heads of state. Those heads of state are the same people that we vote for and put into these big offices. And when they get to these offices, they now think that they are above all of us. They now think that, no, we are just as useless as anybody else who wants to tell them what to do. They have all the powers, they have all the right to do whatever they want to do. And if Africans do not understand that the power belongs to the people, Africa will forever be impoverished. Africa will forever suffer in the hands of people like Alassane Ouattara, Fatou-Gnassingbé, all of these people, Patrice Talon from Benin. Kaimara Sagna just said that these are the same heads of state that are making us poor. I'm going to add President Tinubu here because I don't see the direction that President Tinubu is really taking the people of Nigeria in such a time where Nigerians are also suffering in the hands of a president that is also the president, the head of ECOWAS. Very unfortunate that we have to see our own women, black-skinned women, standing up against what is right, saying that no, you don't have a right to say that. You don't have a right to correct these heads of state. They are right. They are correct. Let them be. They are not your friends. You are not of their status. So what should we do when we see them doing wrong? We should just keep quiet, shut up. That is what she's saying. Just keep quiet. Just shut up. You're talking nonsense. You don't even deserve to be talking. Switch off that mic. Whew. If I was in that parliament, it wouldn't just have been a verbal fight, I swear. Because these are the kind of problems that we have. And for our own people to stand up against the solutions to our problems, it's very unfortunate. This guy is trying to solve a problem that Africa will forever face as long as we have heads of state that have the same mentality that these three he has pointed out have. These guys only care about their masters, not you people, not the same people who vote them into parliament. Well, Some of us have problems because we don't even know if these people are really legitimately voted into by the people or are just placed there by their masters. We don't know. Because sometimes you just wonder, how is it that this guy won the election? How? But then you realize that, well, he's serving his masters very well. It's probably a reward to say, you know what, guy, just stay there. We need you in that position. It's very unfortunate what we are seeing in Africa, in West Africa, for example. And we are just hoping that Mr. Guy Marasana, you will continue to stand for what is right. You continue to challenge them. Just challenge them, because the time to keep quiet is over, brothers and sisters. If we see something that is not right, we the people should talk about it. We the people should go to the streets. We the people should correct these things, because the more we keep quiet, the more these people do these things and go unaccounted for. Some of these things they do, nobody even puts them to task to say, hey, where are these billions? How are you selling our minerals but we are still poor? And you still go out there and beg for money and beg for funds and beg for aid. How is it that we have all this uranium, this gold, all these minerals, but we are not seeing it on the ground? How is it trickling down to the poorest of the poor on the ground? We are still suffering as the people. Africa is rich. Guy Marasanya says Africa is the richest. We are rich. We shouldn't be even called poverty-stricken countries. We are impoverished because there are people behind us being poor. There are people making sure that we stay where we are so that they can grow, so that they can benefit from what we have. And the more we keep quiet about these issues, the more they're at liberty to take, and leave us with zero. It's time for it to stop. And I will stop here, brothers and sisters. Let me know what you think about this. Do you feel like this is the guy that Senegal has always been waiting for? Maybe right now we'll have a better Senegal just through Mr. Guy Marasana. I'm just hopeful that this guy will take Senegal to the heights that the young people have always wished for. Because the way that Senegal is going, they do need a Guy Marasana. Definitely to correct some of these issues. And Ecowas is lucky to have him because he will correct these issues. He will talk until something is done. Is that structural change or death? I'm seeing more death than the change. Anyways, let me know, brothers and sisters, what you think in the comment section down below. Please like the video, share, comment, subscribe, and if you'd like to support us, we have a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description box. And you can also super chat us, super thank us. We'll appreciate all your support. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.